being that particular series of Bowers books.
Huh. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
But it's all updated and new and brand new information. And this one goes into nickels, which is kind of cool because I like the fact that
Somebody else
it
gives a
made
crap
me.
about nickels?
Well, sure, there's three of us. It's okay.
Yeah, totally.
But most people don't realize that 3 cent nickels and 5 cent nickels are actually the same composition.
Hmm.
25% nickel, or 75% copper. Why they call them a nickel, I don't know. Um, but that they started making the 3 cent pieces in 1865, and they started making the 5 cent pieces in 1866. And it gives a really good detailed history on how it was authorized and why they did it. All the hoarding of coins during the Civil War and all the silver and stuff like that. But it goes through and it breaks it down, and series by series you go through this book, and some of the things that I just thought were really neat were like the proof only issues of the 1870s shield nickels.
Yeah, there were a few. Also, there were some with the 3 cent nickels too, I believe.
Yeah, there probably is.
Yep.
Um, like 1877, 1878, proof only. But then they made circulation strikes in 1879, and it gives you, keys to collecting them. And as you get through that, then you get to the Liberty Head nickels, the V nickels, and it tells you all about the story of why they put cents on it and stuff like that, and goes through date by date uh, and well, date by date, because the only mint marks are in 1912, and tells you the story about how they finally started authorizing, minor coinage in branch mints and all that kind of stuff. And then they go in, they have a nice little piece on the 13 Liberty nickel,
Hmm.
and they even go as far as to break it down into there are four uncirculated, and there is one proof.
Hmm. I didn't know that.
And that's the way Bowers breaks it down, because there is one that is graded proof, and there are four that are circulation strike mintage. I thought they were all made from the same dies.
Yeah, I
So
would think that too, but guess not.
what do we know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We're just collectors and a dealer. And so,
I'll never have
and then
one,
it,
so it doesn't matter.
right. So, then they go into the Buffalo nickels. And what I liked about the Buffalo nickels is there's a little bit of a treatment on hobo nickels, and it talks about the die states and relapse dies and collecting matte proof Buffalo nickels, which is a very small subset
Yeah.
and really hard to identify. I mean, it's really hard to tell the difference between a matte proof Buffalo and a really high end uncirculated
Yeah, they're
Buffalo.
really subtle, especially since those early ones come kind of pebbled anyways, like the matte proofs look. So,
Right.
yeah.
And they're all made in Philadelphia, so it's not like there's and the Philadelphias are stronger, typically the stronger
Hmm.
strikes,
It
things
has to
like
do with
that.
the edge more than anything. The edge and the rim on those coins.
Well, that's what I was always taught to look for, in particular the Lincoln sense.
Yep, it's the same. It's
Was
the
look at
same
the
on the.
inner edge should be squared just like the outer edge, and without both of them being squared, you don't have a proof
Mhm. Yep,
and all
it's
that
it's
kind
the
of stuff.
same on the buffaloes.
Yeah. And I would imagine so. I can't say I've ever, well, I've probably seen one, but I never paid a lot of attention to one.
Hmm.
I really never had an appreciation for how exceedingly rare they are.
They are rare. Yeah, I've gone. I can't say I've ever owned one, but I know I've looked at a few. Um, they're weird looking, but yeah, they're neat coins.
Yeah, and they only made them in 13, 14, 15, and 16. So let's see. And then, let's see. And they made a variety 1 and 2 proof in 13.
Yep.
Yeah, just stuff like that. So, like, with this book, you learn cool things about like 26S Buffalo nickels. That he says sharpness of design details, weak 13%, typical 67%, sharp 20%, full 0%.
That's
Strike is usually light on this variety. No full details coin has been reported.
that doesn't surprise me. Back in the mid 20s, think about Lincolns as well. They're just all struck like crap.
Well, and the 26S is just, I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
known for that.
So
So, and I thought that
notoriously weakly struck.
yes, I mean, it's so hard that I think the population of XF 26Ss is almost non-existent, because the strike was so weak that it goes from uncirculated to like VF.
I've seen some of those coins that come mint state with like a third of a horn. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's like it's a mid-state coin. How do you grade it?
They're not easy.
It's mid-state.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so it goes through all that, and then it gives you, a nice little piece on Felix Schlag and the Jefferson Nichols. Now, hear me out because I know you don't really care about Jefferson Nichols all that much, but I'm going to tell you something. There is a fairly large amount of people that are interested in collecting those coins, and it's a great place for kids to start.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the reasons why I've always become a champion for them. But I have said, probably for as long as anybody would listen to me, that the last mountain of numismatics is to assemble a set of full step Jefferson Nichols. It's never been done.
Yeah. Well.
And still to this date cannot be done because there are dates in the 50s, 55 and 56 particularly, that there are no full step coins. There are none.
I was going to say that would be your challenge, I believe.
But I also know that the roll collecting craze took place at that exact time. And so there are uncirculated coins out there in rolls.
So if they
And if you
exist,
tell me
they're
there are
sitting
rolls
in a
and
roll
rolls out
somewhere.
there, if there are rolls and rolls out there, the possibility, it's kind of like the X-Files. The possibility is out there, so you got to chase it.
I like it.
Okay, just saying.
The
So
truth is out there.
The truth is out. I say I've never watched X-Files, but I mean to learn things about, even me with this, as much as I like to study, I didn't know that 6 full steps on a 66 mint set coin, 66 mint set nickel is very rare.
Yeah, I guess I didn't know that
It,
either, but once again, that's
it's things like that I think is the real value in these books. And I mean, you get, David Bowers reading to you, telling you all these stories about stuff. I mean, God, the guy's forgotten more about coins than I'll ever know.
mm-hmm. Me too.
So to have all of that, and then he does, date by date analysis. So it was really, really nice of Whitman to send me that. And it was really funny because as I was preparing for this week's news, I saw an article that particularly I think would have particularly appealed to you, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
It says it is published by Coin Week. Keeping Up with Moderns and Why I Don't Collect Roosevelt Dimes by Q. David Bowers.
Thank you.
So here's Q. David Bowers tooting your horn saying, here's why nobody cares. And it is a little lead in to talk about the fact that next Mega Red is going to do dimes.
Is he going to have somebody else do the
I don't know. He just says he doesn't collect them.
the Roosevelt part?
Yeah, I don't know. I see. The thing is that he hasn't to this point done a Bowers edition book on the Roosevelts.
I don't think there's enough there to write a book about, honestly.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is you have a series that really didn't change design from 46 to the present date.
There's no major
there's
varieties.
Never been, there's no variety. Well, I mean, there's no real varieties. There's a couple.
There's no major.
82 no D or 82 no P.
There's no overdates or, I mean.
But no overdates, no rarities, no nothing. It's like half of them are clad. Actually, more than half of them are clad.
Yeah. It's like Death Valley of coin collecting.
Okay, if you have to put it that way, if you have to put a knife through my heart, yes. It's most moderns. Hey, I've been saying we need to change designs for a long time. This graveyard of presidents is really getting old with me. But he says that that. Do you realize that the Roosevelt dime is not the coin that has had the longest tenure with an unchanged design?
It's got to be getting there, though.
Oh, it's getting close. It's up to 60 years now.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you remember what does have the longest tenure?
The Washington Quarter?
No.
No,
because they changed in 1998.
Well, yeah, but they went from 32 to 98. That's...
Yeah, I know, but 46 to now is longer than 32 to 98.
Yeah, good point.
See, and here's the hint, is it's coins that you actually like.
It's got to be one of the seeded series.
Nope.
No?
Nope. $2.50 quarter eagles.
Oh, yeah.
1840 to 1907. Liberty had...
Yeah. Yeah.
That was another design that had to go.
Yeah.
They put it on pennies. They put it on quarters. They put it on quarter eagles. It sucked. I hated that. I hated Cornet Head.
I don't
And it
know.
had to go
That's
through. And it apparently had to be forcibly ripped from the coin because, yeah, in 1840 to 1907, that's almost 70 years.
well. Let me tell you something. When did Mercury dimes start, or when did Roosevelt dimes start?
1946.
Yep, 19.
2017 is 59 years.
2017 minus 1946 is 71 years, Mike.
Hold on a second. Get my calculator
2017
out.
minus 1946, 71.
Well, then this article is wrong. Blame Q. David Bowers. He's the one that said.
Just putting that out there.
I know. I'm just saying. Whatever. So, yeah, he says, yeah, he says, minted with the same obverse or reverse design since 1946, but with a change of metal in 1965. These motifs have been in place for over 60 years, coming close to challenging the winner for unchanged designs, the $2.50 quarter eagle gold coins made from 1840 to 1907.
I wonder when he wrote that. Maybe he wrote it a long time ago.
I don't know. It says May 26, 2017, so it's a current blog. Dave's never steered me wrong before.
Wait.
Tell you.
Did I just correct you, David Bowers? Did that just happen?
I think you did.
Oh, my God.
We're going to have to leave that at that.
I've transcended. I've gone to the next level.
Now, another thing that I did want to pass up, because I get free books,
Yeah.
and I think it's a really cool idea, and I'm glad, and I love Whitman Publishing for doing it. Here's a chance for you to get a free book.
Ooh.
Whitman is offering a free JFK book on metal and coin art for the president's 100th birthday. So, Whitman Publishing is offering a free copy of the Kennedy World in Medallic Art, John F. Kennedy and His Family in Metals, Coins, Tokens, and Other Collectibles by William R. Rice in a promotion throughout the month of June.
How do people get it?
Okay, well, normally it's available from book sellers and all other outlets for $19.95 US. Mm-hmm. From May 29th through June 30th of 2017, collectors who spend $25 or more at Whitman.com can request a free copy of the 304-page hardcover book just by entering the code JFK at checkout.
So you could go buy your Mega Red.
You go buy your Mega Red.
And then put JFK at checkout, and boom, two books, $25. Put in the code
JFK at checkout, and you get the Kennedy World in Medallic Art, which I actually have a copy of the book, and it's really cool. It's got all of the different metals that JFK was on, all of the stuff that is Kennedy related. And it even has stuff about the Kennedy half and the designs for that, because it's all the medallic stuff, either presidential medals, First Lady medals, all that stuff.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's metal, coins, tokens, and other collectibles. So with his beloved as John F. Kennedy is, here's an opportunity for people to get an absolutely free copy of this book. Okay, all you have to do is go to Whitman.com and spend $50 or more. So buy yourself a copy of the new Mega Red, and you can get yourself a copy of this book for free just by entering JFK at checkout.
Well, look at those guys go.
I'm telling
you. This is Ilya Leonov, and you're listening to the Coin Show Radio.
Hi, this is Charmy Harker, the Penny Lady, and you're listening to The Coin Show.
So, if you are a member of our Facebook group, Friends of the Coin Show, you got a special treat this week, because we kind of gave a hint as to what we were going to do on the show. And we dropped more than a hint. We actually asked them a question that kind of involved what we were going to do, and this is what I proposed. Matt, why don't you tell them what I proposed?
Okay, well, Mike and I always have a conversation. Mike always texts me and says, "Hey, Matt, what do you want to talk about?" And I believe this time it wasn't a, "Hey, Matt, what do you want to talk about?" It was a, "Hey, Matt, I want to talk about something." And Mike came to me with the idea of basically doing it's almost like a fantasy coin draft. Wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a perfect characterization.
He said, "I want to talk about, if we had $10,000, what would you buy? And I want to tell you what I would buy, and then we'll talk about it."
So, see, I figured that we could take your idea, we could take my idea, and we could look at it over time, and we could figure out, what happens to it.
Yeah.
We could say, hey, this was a good idea.